This next activity is called Anonymous Information Gathering, and it's in the Sharp Solutions toolkit. I guess the main reason that this has been put together is to do a bit of a needs assessment on the young people that you're working with, and just remember you don't have to ask these questions if you don't want to. It's entirely up to yourself. Normally, I ask probably between about 5 and 10 questions, probably 7 or 8 as a good number, and just be clear, there's a few quite strict instructions at the beginning of it to make it anonymous, which is very, very important, which is making sure that the paper's all the exact same size and the exact same colour, and making sure that everybody in the room that's taking part in the activity is using either a pencil or the same coloured pen. Be very clear with that when you're talking to the young people, because it's very important to make sure they know it's going to be anonymous. And you can have some music playing in the background if you wanted to. It's entirely up to yourself. Trying to keep it in quite a relaxed atmosphere. I probably wouldn't go more than sort of 8 or 9 or 10 questions though. Hey guys, I'm going to do another activity if that's okay. Now this activity that I'm going to run, basically I'm going to ask you a series of questions, alright? It's probably going to be 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7 different questions I'm going to ask, alright? Now the questions I'm going to ask, all you need to do is you either tick for yes or cross for no. Tick for yes and cross for no. Simple, alright? So I'll ask you a question. You'll tick for yes and cross for no, and I'll give you a wee bit of paper to do that on. Now the interesting thing to me is every single person is going to take a pencil out of this. So you've all got the same colour. You've not got a red pen or a blue pen, you've all got the same colour pencil. Just pass that around for us, Betty, that'd be great. Cheers. What's also going to happen is you're going to take, and you're all going to use the same coloured paper. So I guess the card that I'm going to use is blue paper like this. It's all cut the same size and it's all cut the same shape. So you're using the same coloured pencil and you're using the same coloured paper. Now I'd like you to each take about 10 of these bits of paper. So just take a wee handful of them each and pass it around. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to count the people in the room. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people in the room. Okay, I'm going to put 13 numbers up the side here. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? So we've got 13 numbers up the side. I'm going to draw a line down here like that, straight as I can. Then I'm going to draw a line along there, straight as I can. And I'm going to ask you a question, alright? So I'm going to say something. And if it's yes, you put a tick. And if it's no, you put a cross. After I ask you that question, what's going to happen is I'm going to pass this box round and you're going to put your ticks and your crosses in the box. After that, I'm going to count them up. So it's anonymous. I'm going to count them up and I'll put the number that people said yes up this side. Do you understand? Yeah. So for example, if I was to say how many people have had sex, and if you'd all said yes, we've all had sex, I'd have 13 ticks up the side. Have you ever seen a bar chart before, guys? It's going to turn into a bar chart, that's what it's going to turn into. Alright, cool with that? Guys, can I just say to you that honesty is number 1 here, so there's no point in us doing this game if it's not honest, alright? Now what I'd like you to do, if it's possible, is I'd like you to not look and see what other people are writing. You're either going to tick for yes, cross for no, simple as that. First question. Please. Do you want to go to jail?
What, did you see this?
So your first question was, do you want to go to jail? Have you ever taken drugs? That's your next question. Guys, I'm going to pour this on here. I'm going to count them up and I'll reveal the results in a second. So you put your next one in there, pass it around. Perfect. Next question. I'm going to count the rest up. Next question is, have you seen somebody getting seriously injured before in a gang fight? So I'm not saying you've done it, I'm just saying, have you seen somebody getting seriously injured before in a gang fight? Next question. Do you know somebody who carries, this is right now, yeah, so do you know somebody right now in your social circle? So the people you hang out with, do you know somebody who carries a knife? So within your social circle, yeah? So it's not someone down the street that you know that you sometimes see, it's someone you know in your social circle.
Oh man, I'm putting 10 in for my name.
Alf.
He's mad at
When we go to speak to Alf, when we go.
Do you drink alcohol more than twice a week? So do you drink alcohol more than twice a week? Some people Do you want to have a job when you're older? Now when I say when you're older, I mean in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years time. Do you want to have a job, or would you rather just sign on? Would you like to have a job? Yeah, it's up to yourself. Okay, that's us guys.
What?
James is going to get an apprenticeship.
Okay, so looking at the statistics of this group of people, the people that are sitting in front of me right now, all right, which is interesting. I guess the interesting thing to me is nobody here wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to go to jail at all. All right, which is really cool. Nobody wants to go to jail. Interesting thing is though, to me, you've all been around or you've seen someone being seriously injured. So I'm not saying you've done it, but you've been around people that have done stuff like that. And you're also, the majority of you, like 80%, 85% of you know somebody within your social circle that carries a knife. So that's either saying you do it or you know somebody that's close to you that do it. Alright? So one of your pals. The other thing is when you link that knife carrying and the seriously injured part together, and then you throw in drugs and alcohol, I'm going to give you a statistic, and I want you just to quickly tell me the answer to that statistic.
What if you drink alcohol?
No, you'll just work this one out with me sec. So I guess 10 young people in Pullman Young Offenders Institute last year did a bit of a survey. 10 young people who are in there for murder, alright, for a variety of murders, yeah, not attempted murder, but murder. How many of them out of the 10 were under the influence of drugs and alcohol?
8 or 9.
7.
All of them. 7. 8 or 9. 8 or 9.
These are young offenders, these are
Yeah.
17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. Guys a year or two older than you guys.
10.
Half of them.
10.
Spot on, James, isn't it? 10. So what I'm saying, what's concerning me here is you guys know, you've seen people being seriously injured, and I'm not saying you've done it, but you've seen people, you could have been driving past the street, for example, in a car. I'm not saying you've stood next to someone being seriously injured, but it could have been. I'm also saying that you know people that carry a knife in your social circle, and the majority of you take drugs and drink more than twice a week. So you put these 4 things together, and then you turn around and go, but you don't want to go to jail. What are you all about? How does that work out? Quickly, can I ask you, please, honestly, guys, listen up, wait a second. Can I ask you just quickly, just listen up. Can you please stand up if, now I want you to be totally honest here. I want you to stand up if you have lied on one of these, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 5 of them, or 6 of them. So if you've lied at all on any of them, I want you to stand up. So basically what you're saying here is every single one of them is true. As it says in the name, anonymous information gathering, it is very much anonymous, and I guess one of the issues you may possibly have to deal with or may arise is if you're asking a question like, for example, have you ever had sex, as the first question, and people were to all tick and one person was to cross, it would then cause a bit of trouble possibly in the groups, or a bit of friction in the groups. Just be aware of that as a facilitator when delivering this session initially. I guess the big things that come out from it, and from when you're reviewing it and reflecting on it, And the main reason the activity was set up itself is actually to find out how many people in the room actually know someone who carries a knife. Because by asking that question, do you know someone within your social circle who carries a knife, actually you're not asking a direct question, do you carry a knife? What you're asking is someone in their social circle that carries a knife. And actually from the statistics from this video, and as you could see, the majority of the group knew someone who carried a knife, and actually it may well have been them. It may well have been someone with their best mate or whatever. So that's important to know that this is why we're asking it anonymously, and also trying to figure out how many people have done certain things in the room. Just to pick up on some of the last things just quickly around the video, the good thing about this video is, and the good thing about the way this activity has been run is, nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody actually wants to go to jail. So you've now got something you can actually work with. You know that by doing this activity at the end of it, you can actually work with something, because nobody wants to go to jail, even though the majority of people seen someone seriously injured, the majority of people drink booze, the majority of people in this room take drugs, and the majority of people in this room know someone who carries a knife.